The following program is paid for, and the opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, and Mike Carlin, broadcasting live from the Toms River Volkswagen Auto Group studios here in Northfield. And good morning, boys. What's happening?
Good morning. Good morning. How come Andrew didn't wear his Sixers
Yeah,
shirt?
we're streaming
We were
live.
so close to being 4 for 4 without even talking about it.
We're on the StreamYard. If you want to check us out at my YouTube channel, The Locker Room, Billy Schwein, you can see that we don't talk to each other about what our wardrobe is going to be. And as it turns out, Pete's decked out his Flyers gear.
That's right.
Carlin in his Phillies. I'm in my Eagles gear. And the intern, he came in with a white shirt.
Andrew,
you had Sixers on last
time.
week. Yeah. Hey, man, a lot going on. It's a little chill in the air, right?
September.
You
know what it felt like yesterday? To me, it really felt like college football season.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of October. As soon as I was like, ooh, this is football season.
And it is football season, and the Eagles get a great big win, I think, against the Minnesota Vikings on Monday night. Pete, you were there at the game,
I
right?
was there.
So,
it was outstanding.
Was it loud? It seemed like it was pretty loud, watching on television.
It was insanely loud in the beginning of the game. The first half was the kind of first half you dream of, as far as the offensive output from Hurts and all the people that were involved in the Eagles offense. And to me, selfishly, my dad's seats are closer to the head house side of things and the Citizens Bank Park side of things than they are to 95.
Right.
The Quez Watkins touchdown, the Jalen Hurts touchdown that you thought he was down at like the 6 or 7,
right,
and then you thought he was down at the 2, and then he scores.
Right.
And the Darius Slay pick at the end all happened in our end zone.
Oh,
so that's like
that is cool.
the only thing that was missing is I didn't hit the damn 50-50.
And how about this?
140,000.
Jalen Hurts starts the game off 11 for 11. Now, you don't remember going into this game, I was worried. Out of all the people that gave the predictions last week, I think I had like a 2-point, 1 or 2 points. I had it that close.
Mm-hmm. I got it right here. Your prediction last week was, I love that you don't remember, 28-24.
All right, 4 points. I think it was a close.
Carlin had 31-27. He also had a 4-point margin, and I said 34-23.
Okay.
We're all wrong.
Yeah,
but
we're close.
But I'm saying I thought the game was going to be a lot closer, and obviously they threw the three interceptions, and by the way, the one thing that we talked about leading up to the season was the turnover ratio. Last year, the Eagles only forced 16 turnovers. We're already a +3. We've had 4 turnovers. Touchdown to the house by Bradbury, right? Game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Darius Slay, NFC Player of the Week.
What else could you ask out of Darius Slay? I mean,
big play Slay.
And I said this to Gil during the week. I'll say it to you guys, in the stands, because that was right in front of us. The only thing that's a shame for Hurts is that because that ball got tipped off of Kenny Gainwell's hands,
that's the only reason.
That's his one blemish, right? And that's not even on the quarterback. We all know that. But Darius Slay, on the play before, he almost picked off Kirk Cousins, right? Because he was going for Jefferson.
Right.
All right. And Darius Slay kind of hurt his ankle a little bit. So he comes up sort of limping, and Zach McPherson runs out on the field. And it's kind of how Carlin and I look at you sometimes. You come in, and we're like, get the hell out of here, right? He just waved him off, like, get out of here. And then he picks the ball off with, like, one bad ankle. It was
and
awesome.
he held Justin Jefferson to one catch for 7 yards.
Well, and it's not just Slay.
No, I know, but he got
Avonte Maddox was good, had an unbelievable pick. Right?
Well, his pick, he dropped back. He was reading the quarterback. He was reading Cousins' eyes.
Yeah.
The one thing I saw for the game for me they really have one player on Minnesota's team, Jefferson. Okay. When Slay took him out, like at halftime, you almost knew the game was over.
Right.
And the game was over because Slay had taken him out of he was in his head. You go in at halftime in Minnesota's like, what are we going to do with the ball in the second half? We got to get at him. They just took him right out of the game.
Well,
to me, it was a beatdown. You know the other thing? At halftime, it showed me of a team that really wants to go ahead as good as we think they are.
Right.
When you have a team down, you don't come out the second half and start playing the second teamers and get other people on the field. That was a beatdown.
Yeah, but they didn't score one. They didn't score 1 point in the second half.
That's true.
Yeah, but guess what? Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you start running plays that you don't want anybody else to see.
I would have liked to have seen a couple points for the second half.
Me too. That's the first thing that impressed me about Jalen Hurts after the game. I didn't watch the broadcast until I think the next day. I didn't watch it till Tuesday night.
Well, I taped it this time.
That's what I'm saying. I DVR'd it and I went back and watched it because I was at the game. But I did watch post game like that same night, like very late Monday night, technically Tuesday morning. And he was saying, we got to clean things up. The fact that we didn't have any points, like that's a coach's son right there. Mm-hmm. Never happy. The guy threw for like an 83% completion, completion rate.
Pete, 26 for 31.
It's unbelievable.
333 yards.
Yeah.
Are we at the point now? It's only game 2.
Right.
But do we jump
ahead?
I mean,
you hear people talking about Super Bowl already.
You ready? No, forget Super Bowl. Are we done talking about this is the year that we're going to decide if we're keeping him or not? Is he our quarterback for the
season? It's a week-to-week league.
That's what I'm saying. We're only 2 weeks in.
How do I phrase this the right way on the radio?
But you feel a lot better where he is, where we are right now than where you have to.
Yes, but if he goes out and bleeps the bed against the Commanders tomorrow, then maybe that gives you pause.
So what's he going to have to do? I mean, like, what's Jalen Hurts going to have to do? He's played really well in his first 2 games.
I'm at the point that I'll say he's our
quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, now because I think he's definitely throwing the ball better. We were always judging his throwing. We knew he could run. We knew he had the in his head to be able to play quarterback at this level coming out of Alabama. Now I'm seeing hit him passes down the field more than 20 yards down the field. He put the ball,
like there were 2 instances where he put the ball between 3 people.
Yeah.
3 defenders.
John
keeps
McMullen
running.
said this to us on Thursday when we were at Chickies and Pete's. Jalen Hurts' best 2 throws of the game didn't count. One of them was an incompletion.
Brett Selleck.
Dallas Goedert, where he threaded it between 3 people. And then on another one, he actually hit a guy where he put it only that he could get it. And there was like there was some penalty. And that's like, there you go. There's an example of things that could get cleaned up.
Right.
This illegal man down the field stuff.
The referees were horrible, I thought.
Are they horrible? Or
yeah, there's too much flag. Because the one on Malata, he just turned in. I don't think he was even like 3 yards down the field.
I'll give you that one, but there were 2 others in that first, those are drive killing penalties.
So we're going to be at yesterday's tomorrow. Everybody's got to come down. The locker room.
Woo, 2 weeks ago.
Will be
was that fun?
Broadcasted live at yesterday's in Marmora, yesterday's Creekside Tavern. 2 weeks ago was an incredible crowd.
If you didn't get to that bar, I mean, we're there at 10. By 20 of 11, every seat at the bar was taken already, except for our 2 VIP tickets.
Right, and you can come in, and we'll put everybody's name in a hat, and we'll at the end of the show we'll pull your name out of the hat. They're your seats for the whole game. Reserve seats at the bar.
It was fun.
You get up, move around.
If you're an Eagles fan, right? Yeah, if you're an Eagles fan and you want to watch the game, that's the place to be.
Of course, yesterday's has $3 drafts, Miller Lite, and
$8 pitchers.
$8 pitchers. They got
specials.
Did you see some of the drinks on the on that list? The Cowboys tiers.
Oh, did that? No, I didn't see that.
Oh, that's
Washington,
fun.
Yeah,
they made them all stylized. NFC East teams.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of Bloody Marys being served.
Bloody Marys. I had 2 mimosas in the beginning.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So come on down. We'll be at yesterday's Creekside Tavern in Marmora from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And then, of course, we'll watch the game there with everybody. That was so much fun. We had great giveaways. Mm-hmm. I know Donna won the tickets to the game Monday night.
Shirts, we had hats, we had tickets, we had football, we had a Graham signed football. I mean,
Brandon Graham.
Great time. And we'll have stuff tomorrow.
All right, let's turn our attention real quick to the Phillies because in the hour 2, we're going to talk with Tommy Greene on the Mound segment with Tommy Greene, brought to you by
Aaron Bada's Golf and Sports Performance Club. Check out gsfitness.com or call 609-788-4661 for your free assessment.
The Philadelphia Phillies were scaring people, lost 4 in a row. They got the Toronto Blue Jays put 18, hung 18 on them the other night.
The 18-11 was where people were really
Like
jumping off that bandwagon.
So I wrote in my article on 97.3ESPN.com that the Phillies needed to come out and show some wherewithal and beat a team like the Atlanta Braves, who's we think could possibly go back to the World Series. And they've won the first 2 games in this series, and I think have people believing, Pete, even though they won by the slimmest of margins the last 3 games. Last
1-0
2 games.
They gave a stat last night, and I know you were at a social function, so you weren't watching. They gave not yours. They gave a stat last night on the broadcast. That was the first time the Phillies had a multiple run lead since like September the 12th or something like that. I mean, all these games, and they finally had jumped out last night to a lead that was sort of comfortable, and then it became a laugher. So look, their magic number is 9.
They're 2.5 up on Milwaukee.
They're a half a game ahead of the Padres too. I mean, that's the thing. Who do you want to play? Okay, who do you want to play? Now it shifts from are they going to make the playoffs to who do you want to play? Do you want to play the Braves?
It's not a foregone conclusion that they're going to make the playoffs.
I know, and that's exactly what Tommy
Carlin
Greene
went
said
over
in
the
his
schedule. We got the Braves for 2. Then we have Washington,
4.
Chicago, and the Astros.
The Astros at the end.
At the end,
just because.
And the Astros probably not going to play everybody because they're already going to be. They're already going to win one more game, and they got a home field advantage.
Wednesday night this week.
Yeah,
it was the 58-year anniversary of Chico Ruiz.
Chico.
You know what happened?
No.
64, buddy. He stole home. He ruined the whole series. So you're talking about collapses. There's no more epic collapse in Phillies history than that, unless they collapse here.
But we have to answer his question. He's got a great question.
I tried.
Answer his question.
What's the question?
Who do you want to play?
Thank you, Mike.
Well, Cardinals, right? Cardinals.
Do you have any more to that? Like why you'd want to play them?
I think we're a better team than the Cardinals.
You didn't see a guy hit home run number 699 and 700 last night?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean.
I'm not worried about him.
I'm not worried about him.
What?
Well, I'd rather. Did I not answer your question?
Okay, no, that's fine. So you want to play the Cardinals?
Yes.
Right, Carlin?
If the other team's the Braves,
is
that your other team?
Yeah.
For me, I actually would want to play Braves.
Yeah.
You want to go play the toughest one?
You
away?
You want to know why?
They're starting to leak some motor oil.
They're starting. Guess what?
Starting to get some
in
injuries.
The last 6 games that we've played the Braves at home. Okay, you're going to go back home and away, right? We're 5-1 at home against the Braves in the last 6 games.
Now, if they played the Braves, then all 3 would be in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
But Acuna was out again last night.
I'll play the Cardinals.
All right. So we got a lot to do. We're going to talk a lot of Eagles here in the first hour. We have Tommy Greene in the second hour. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process. From contract signing to closing with the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. My Winter Watchdog. Have you heard of New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on the house, hours of time on the road, or if you're away for the winter in Florida, let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869, or send Debbie an email, debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin on 97.3 ESPN.
It's College Football Saturday on 97.3 ESPN.
The Florida Gators visit the Tennessee
down.
Get new Outlanders with third row seating in stock now.
Look, here's a deal. Just get down to Springfield, man.
Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
In Pleasantville, they service all makes and models. Springfield Mitsubishi AC.com.
Springfield Mitsubishi AC.com.
My first annual salary was $10. That's the real deal.
New 22 Mirage 18.4 dive down, $269 a month for 72 months at 3% APR plus tax title to qualify buyers.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, back in the locker room, broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin. Now, guys, the other day, man, Ben Simmons gets on the radio, gets on JJ Redick's podcast. And
I like the name of the podcast. Why can't you and I come up with something creative like that? I even asked Mike Gill to come up with a name like if he and I did a podcast. He's like, well, you kind of put me on the spot, PT. And I go, welcome to my world. That's what he does to me all the time. The Old Man and the Three.
And the Three.
That's the name of the podcast.
That is a pretty creative name.
Good name.
The interview, I mean, Ben Simmons, you didn't get to hear the thing.
Not yet.
But it seems to me, PT, that the guy's like, he's away. Reality. I mean,
do you want to hear the thing? I mean,
I have to play excerpts. I wasn't going to play it, but
I have a
if you want to,
over
I mean,
here.
He lives in his own world.
I mean, he lives
at that level. A lot of guys.
Phil, basically, what he said, and obviously, I'm paraphrasing this, but he
I'll try to get a cue.
Basically said, as far as like the criticism that he took from Philadelphia fans, his inability to shoot. They were just they're just critical. They said, no, you're in the NBA. You gotta be able to shoot. He was like downplaying it.
Yeah, you showed us you couldn't shoot. It wasn't like a game after game he was shooting. We were asking, why aren't you shooting? And there was never an answer.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, for him
don't tell me that we were, questioning his shooting. Yeah, we're going to question his shooting. We were talking about that. It's like a golfer saying, I can putt and I can chip.
Right,
but I can't get off the tee.
1 minute, 1 minute and 30 seconds.
That's
if
a problem.
You want to hear it.
All right, before we get to that, I want to say also that he said that he still has real estate in Philadelphia, that he's still connected to the city.
Because he can't sell it.
I mean,
trust me, if he
Mike's
could sell
right.
it, he'd be gone.
Right. He's only dropping that in something that he knows is going to go national.
Right.
Because he's trying to say prospective buyers out there, please take my condo
free
where I used to
so
run
here's the
and
quote.
hide.
People in Philly just want to have something to say about blanking anything, man. Talking about they just want to complain, and he can't shoot the basketball, but it's the fans' fault.
I'm so done. I'm done.
You want to hear him?
All right, let's play it.
All right, here we go. This is Ben Simmons with JJ Redick on the Old Man and the Three podcast.
For every reason, that's the play that everyone talks about. That everybody sort of puts on you as the blame, right?
The 100-point basket.
That single play.
Yeah. In the moment I just spun, and I'm assuming Trey's gonna come over quicker. So I'm thinking he's gonna come full blown, and I see Matisse going down. Matisse is athletic and get up. So I'm thinking, okay, quick pass, he's gonna flush it, not knowing how much space there was. It happened so quick that you just make a read. And in the playoffs, you need to make the right decisions majority of the time. And for that moment, it happened, and I was like, okay, now we got to go make another play. So that's how I'm thinking. And I didn't realize how, everyone's posting. I'm like, is that big? Like,
in fairness to you, and I'm not giving you an out here because you absolutely should have dunked it. In fairness to you, you don't know it's Trey right when you spin.
No, you're spinning into a jersey. Yeah, essentially. So.
Yeah. But look, when it slows down, it looks really bad, Ben.
Yeah, no, it looks terrible. I was like, but when I look at it now, I'm like, man, I should have just punched that. But it didn't happen, and I was okay with that. I can live with that. I can live with, okay, everyone's trying to kill me over one play. Like, does everyone want to watch film with me? Like the whole arena, and I could dissect everything if you guys want. But that's not, it's not realistic.
Well, we said this at the time. I mean, it was like the whole team blew 25-point leads,
I'm also I'm guarding the fucking best player on the other team the whole game.
There you go.
It's full of expletives. But
it's a podcast. I don't mind the expletives. That's how people talk.
I know. Here's another thing.
What I mind is that he's not taking blame for what
he's shunning his responsibility.
The fact that he's so clueless that he walked out of the arena that night and was like, Why is everybody talking about this?
Can't believe everybody's mad.
Right.
I'm 6'10".
And
I'm a foot away from the basket.
and
I didn't dunk.
I gave it.
Right.
I gave it to a guy that's
the game
cutting to
moves
the
fast.
basket.
Hello, it's the NBA.
6 feet away. I'm going to give the ball to him. I'm
Here's
right on his
here's
face.
another aspect of this that's troubling. I don't know, and obviously you don't want to make light of mental health issues because they're serious and they're real, and they are devastating to people that have those type of problems.
I feel bad for
But
those, for those
do
people.
you think that he's going there a little too quickly? We don't know his mental state, but these guys get paid millions and millions of dollars to.
And he recouped money because
Right.
he basically sued him to get money that he felt
I mean,
owed.
The players today, I mean, even Lane Johnson went through it like last year, right? He missed 6 games.
But you
with
heard
mental
about
health.
Lane Johnson
But-
immediately,
but he took-
right away.
right, he
You didn't
didn't-
hear about it months
Exactly.
later.
You only heard about Ben after they started fining.
Well, it was after I have a back problem. Then when that wasn't working, all of a sudden it was I got a mental health problem. Then
Right.
everything opened. Everybody takes a back shot because you can't
This
get
is
involved.
the quote that drives me crazy. I don't care about the money, Simmons told Reddick. It's not about the money for me now. I want peace and happiness. I want to be in a good place. And if that costs me whatever it's going to cost, that's what it costs. My peace is more valuable
that
than
sounds
money.
like? Remember,
You don't care about the money. Huh?
Analyze this when De Niro goes, I need to be in a good place. I'm not in a good place. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
The only positive thing I would say for him, if I was a Nets fan, that if he does get on the court on that team, guess what? They don't need him to take one shot.
No,
because he is. I'll give him his
He
prop.
says-
Guess what, Billy? He's one of the top 3 defensive players in the whole league.
Here's what
I
it
agree with
says
that.
on returning to the court with the Nets. It's going to be sick. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Got new number, new jersey. I'm just looking forward to it. I think we have a special team.
Yeah,
Until he actually suits up,
right? That's
and
the
plays
key.
for the Nets. My bet is still active that he'll never play a game in the NBA
Really?
again. I said that last year, and
No, I
people
think-
looked at me like I had 3 heads.
Apparently
but
he's
it's been
ready to
holding
go.
up. Yeah, sure.
That's now.
How many off
That's
seasons
now
have
we're
we
ready to
seen
go.
that? Oh wow!
Yeah.
Look at
Guess
those.
what happened?
Look at those 3-point baskets that Ben Simmons is making on a cell phone video.
Yeah, he's not running up and down the court like they say he is with the team. Okay, this is going to be one of those things where first week of practice,
Something doesn't go away
My
his
back's
way.
out. Something's wrong with my back again.
It's just the player today, the modern player. I don't care what league it is.
Yeah,
we're seeing it right in front of us.
Yeah,
right,
you only
Like,
have
in real time.
There's like a top 10 guys that are really playing basketball for the reason of playing basketball.
They open the preseason at home against the Sixers. The Nets do. That's Monday, October 3rd.
Think he'll be on the court for that?
Probably. Maybe.
Did you say
I have
Philly
no idea.
or the Nets?
It's the Nets play the Sixers. The Sixers play the Nets. Whichever way you want to do it, they play each other the very first preseason game Monday, October 3rd. And I
Where,
know
though?
that
I'm saying where?
in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn.
Oh, in Brooklyn. That's what I meant. Okay. So yeah, he'll play that game. If it was in Philly, I was going to say no. He won't play.
And then in the regular season, the first time that they meet, and this is the date you want to circle on your calendar, and TNT has already done it, Tuesday, November 22nd. And if I'm not mistaken, that's right before Thanksgiving. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
All right.
people be around, national TV game,
All right.
get your booze.
So I wanted to get that in there because I know that's like the elephant in the room. Everybody heard it. Everybody's talking about it. And it's just going to be interesting to see what
It's
happens.
going to be a
to it
fun
for-
year.
Yeah. All right. This first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati of the Main Line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati of the Main Line also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience is not in at the point of a sale, as Maserati of the Main Line offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at RDS Auto Group today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime, MOTML.com. All right, when we return, we'll go to Las Vegas and talk to the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the
399-2272 or dine in. That's Red's Jersey Mex, 11th and Haven in Ocean City, 609-399-2272 or redsjerseymex.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Red's Jersey Mex Cafe.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Are you tired of car dealer ads that boast about deals that sound too good to be true just to find out they can't live up to the promise? That's why we've been saying for so many years that it's worth it to take the short drive to Woodbine. At Gentilini Ford, we've built a reputation for taking care of our community and treating customers like family for 65 years with the best deals, real value, and no empty promises. I'm Paul Gentilini, and I assure you no other dealer in South Jersey beats our deals. We've been built Ford proud since 1955 as South Jersey's longest-standing Ford dealer for a reason. So check us out to experience the Gentilini difference. Give us a call at 609-861-0100. Visit us online at Gentiliniford.com or stop by today at 555 John S. Penn Boulevard next to the airport in Woodbine, New Jersey. We're just a short drive from anywhere.
Just a short drive from anywhere. Gentilini Family Motors.
Just because summer is over doesn't mean the Jersey Fresh season is. New Jersey Department of Agriculture wants to remind you that all Jersey Fresh fall favorites are now harvesting. Apples, beets, broccoli, squashes, spinach, and so much more. Get real local. Jersey Fresh.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
I broadcasted live for the Toms River Auto Group studio here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin. Now, every Saturday at this time, we fly all the way out to Las Vegas to talk to our man in the biz. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. And Dave, Pete dropped he got you into the queue a little too early. We got to see what you were wearing, but I'm a little perplexed.
What do you? First of all, great to see all three of you, and now you can see me. Pete took a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, he took a peek behind the curtain.
It's Cardinals stuff.
Cardinals.
All right,
as it should be.
While you were sleeping last night,
That's
Billy, because
right.
I know you were in bed.
No, I was at a wedding last night.
Well, all right. So wedding was number 2 behind the list. Sleeping was 1. Actually, no. In the bathroom was 1. Sleeping was 2.
With my newspaper, right?
Billy, I got a story for you about the newspaper. You're not even going to believe it. Albert Pujols hit 699 and 700 last night. One of the coolest moments in baseball history, joining only 3 other people to hit 7 home runs, and likely never again.
I agree.
I don't think another guy's going to hit 700. Was talking about it with someone last night. That might be the last time that we see it. So I said, you know what? I'm going on the show today. I know they're going to get mad because, the Phillies might play the Cardinals, but I don't care, Billy. It's your show, but it's my 15 minutes. Well,
I got to tell you, you do look good in that. You do look good in the Cardinals. That is a nice look. What do you say, Carlin?
Did you notice, Consigliere, that we're almost 4 for 4? Billy's got Eagles. I'm rocking the Flyers because they stink so bad that I got to wear them now before they play the game. And then Carlin, go ahead, stand up again, Carlin, so you can see that emblem.
Phillies gear.
Mike, don't hurt yourself. Carlin, don't hurt yourself.
I won't.
Stand up slow. Stand up slow. No, and if I'd have known, I would have contributed to this $4 beautiful screen that you have. I got a couple surprises for basketball season. There's a lot going on in basketball. Billy's wearing the right green. It's Eagles green, but that other team that wears green in the NBA, a lot of big stories that went on up there this week.
Yeah.
Didn't adjust the odds, though. The Celtics are still the favorite right now to win the Eastern Conference and the NBA championship, without a coach or with the backup coach or whatever they're doing. So what
Coach
is that?
Overrated in the NBA.
Hey,
coaches are over.
That's what everybody keeps saying, Pete.
Hey, Dave, how about that talk about Brad Stevens asking him to come back for the year, the coach?
Brad went
He
upstairs.
says he won't. He says he won't, but you never know.
He ain't coming back down unless he's forced to come back down. You saw that press conference if you watched it at all yesterday, and this guy Wick, he got his slick hair, looks great, owns the team. He's sitting there talking. Brad Stevens looked like he wanted to be anywhere but there. Looked like he was having 2 root canals done. He ain't going back down in that locker room. It didn't work when he was there. He went upstairs. They kept him, paid gig. He can sit upstairs. I don't think he's coming back.
Me either.
I don't think he's coming back. I got to tell you a story, Billy, really fast.
Yeah, hit
We're
me with
using
it.
these games.
Yeah.
And I know you come out of the newspaper. Where's my newspaper? I'm talking to someone yesterday about writing columns and all this other stuff, and they're talking about the written word and the value of writing is going down. And he goes, it's a shame because, I loved reading the newspaper, but nobody reads a newspaper anymore.
Oh.
And I said, hold on. I got a guy. He's like, you got a guy for everything. I said, no. There's a guy. I do a show every week on Saturday. It's in the locker room with Billy Schwein. It's Billy Schwein. He reads the newspaper every day. I said, you got to listen to the show. So, hey, Johnny, if you're listening, I told you to listen to the show Saturday. You can find it online. This is Billy. Johnny's listening to the show and said nobody reads a newspaper. You can hold it up.
I got it right here.
Every day he reads
Right
it.
here.
Look, see?
Right
He
there.
highlights it. He writes it
Daily
down.
news.
So I was
Dave,
thinking about you during the week, Billy. It's unbelievable how much you're in my head.
What's happening, Dave, is that he's got to start worrying real soon. The Daily News used to be a paper of like 40 to 50 pages.
Oh, yeah.
They're down to like 13-15. If you ask him,
they used to have the best sports page.
Oh, the sports.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it had
like
everything.
20 pages long.
I mean, it had the daily
coming
spreads,
to an end.
The pitching line matchups. It had everything. Nothing.
Yeah.
They'll be in trouble.
All that information is available, Billy, but you have to get in front of a
I
computer
have to
or
use this
use
right
the
here.
phone. Put the readers on, or you got them bifocal things where they
Yeah, these
grade
are
it.
150s for those who people scoring at home.
150s.
Yeah.
They look great, though. Were
All
you
right.
at the beach this week? It's
No.
getting cold back there.
No, it's cold. We
Yeah.
got that late September. You wake
Football
up in the morning, it's
season.
chilly. You got to
like
put a
going to
sweater
It's
on.
like going to a Penn State game in October. It's beautiful.
Already.
You remember those days,
Sweatshirt,
right?
Yep. I mean, it's
man.
not
Right?
right now.
Oh man, we're getting football.
Actually,
weather.
I ran into a Penn State person last night yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah. This woman named Jill from Harrisburg. She comes up. I haven't seen her in 6 years. I'm sitting at the bar and she comes up. She goes, "Are you Michael?" I said, "Yeah."
He's a celebrity.
And she goes, "No, it wasn't that." She just, but you know, have you guys ever been in an RV? When you go RV camping,
Yeah, I've
and
been
you
in-
park
Oh, boy.
next to another RV, you
Yeah.
get to know them like really fast.
Right.
Too much. Too
Yeah.
much, Mike. You get to know them too fast.
No, don't say that. I'll get in trouble.
So
with
we're
that
No,
one.
I don't mean like that, Mike. Get your mind out of the gutter. I mean, you get to know them a little too much. You get
you're
to know
making
too
them
much
turn red.
information.
Yeah.
You're making them turn red.
Mike, I didn't mean nothing by it. Mike.
He's just red as his shirt.
Oh no, Mike. Jeez, I'm sorry. Change the subject. Change the
I just
subject.
know people are listening, guys.
We're talking to the sports book
nothing to
consigliere, Dave
We
Sharapan.
are Penn State.
We can follow him on Twitter at SportsBKConsig. Now, a consigliere.
What, Billy?
Florida, Tennessee today.
How about that?
Big game. Who do you like and why?
Oh my gosh. This is actually a really interesting game, Billy, because Florida has basically owned Tennessee, right? And yet they're 11-point dogs today. Okay. It feels too high. You hear take the dog in a rivalry game. Okay. Tennessee is, I would say, behind Alabama, Georgia, Alabama. Put them in whatever order you want, 1 and 1A. It might be Tennessee right after that. Okay. Florida's looked like trash, even though they beat Utah in the first game of the season. I'm telling you, I think you take the dog. But I think you really take the over, Billy. The total in this game is 63 and climbing. 62, 62
It's like that App State game against
North Carolina.
Oh, that was a good over to half. That was good. That was a good over to half.
All right, Carlin, what game are you like, Carlin?
I like Ohio State to kill Wisconsin. I don't think Wisconsin can score points tonight against Ohio
that's
State. I think Ohio State's getting like 18 and a half. They'll cover that. I don't think Wisconsin
It's
can
up
stay with them.
It's up to 19 and a half in some places. There's not a person, I don't think, even in Madison that thinks that the Badgers can cover this one. All right. I don't think so. Ohio State really has to unload on somebody, don't they? They got it. They
At home.
They're at home. It's one of those games that
National television, 7:30 game,
all
maybe
the time. The from this people in the space and all these other shows and this and that. Oh, you can't lay big points. You can't. It's too square. I don't know who the squares are. I mean, all the rhombuses and all the parallelograms. That's what I call all the people. That way nobody gets mad.
Geometry.
They're all already on Ohio State, so you can lay to 19. I think, Carlin, even if you're out in the RV park, play Ohio State and be comfortable with that.
All right, Clemson, Wake Forest. That's another.
Who do you like in this one? Who do you like in this
battle
one,
right
Billy?
there.
Who do you like? Who do you like?
Oh, I'm going to go with Clemson.
Why?
Well,
Too many points. No,
too many points. I don't know. What do you think?
Billy.
Yeah, I like Wake.
That's why I have you on the show to straighten me out.
Well, I mean, I already know where you're coming. All right. The first time I call in and you tell me you like a dog, I'm going to be pretty nervous. All right. You like them teams with the minus next to their name, Billy. You can't always lay the points, although it's always good to go for it. You should always go for it.
the
Even
dog.
at our age, Billy, never stop going for it. But I think Wake's a live dog today. Clemson's line 7.5. The total's 57. Okay. It tells me that I think that the odds makers give Wake a chance. They think there's going to be some points scored because Clemson don't really score points. So I think Wake has a chance to win the game. When I think the Dog has a chance to win the game, I think they have a chance to cover the spread.
Did I hear Florida and Tennessee at all in here?
Yeah.
That was discussed.
Yeah,
How about
Pete, welcome to the show.
Listen,
And he's doing the Flyers pregame
Right.
preseason scouting report.
How about Arkansas and
Hello,
Texas A&M? Did you talk about that?
Oh, this is a good game. Now, welcome. See, this is why
I'll take my hit. That's
You woke
okay.
him up.
Oh, that's all right. Listen, Arkansas, Texas A&M is a really good game, arguably one of the best games of the day. It's in Jerry's World down at AT&T Stadium, so it's a neutral site game. The line's down to 1.5. Texas A&M is minus 1.5. I think Arkansas can win. I think they likely will win. I'm not impressed with Texas A&M. Everybody was talking about them before the season, beating the team to beat Alabama. There is no chance in hell that Texas A&M is beating Alabama, not at full strength. But I don't know if Texas A&M is beating Arkansas today. The game's going under. I like Arkansas a little bit. Not in love with it. I like it a little bit.
How about tomorrow? Let's talk. Let's get
talk
the NFL.
NFL. We're broadcasting live.
We only care about one game. Go ahead.
Broadcasted live at yesterday's Creekside Tavern, Marmore. The show's going live. Eagles pregame show. Eagles, Washington Commanders at 1:00. What do you see happening there?
Oh, my. This one here. Are you guys? Oh, somebody accused me of wearing green the other day on the show, and they were talking about the Jets. I said, listen to you. Listen, I'm only wearing one kind of green this season in the NFL, and it's Kelly green. I can't decide which green uniform I like the best, whether it's the one with them silver things up top that Carmichael and Jaworski wore, or it was them all green ones that Randall wore. I'm working on some things so I can come on in Philly and represent. I've been representing as much as I can out. But, guys, everybody, the Eagles are the second choice to win the NFC now after Monday night. They're the fourth choice to win the Super Bowl, Billy. If you actually got on your phone and apps and you see it, a lot of money has come in on the Eagles. As much money has come in on them this week. It's 6.5.
Wow.
They're laying 6.5 on the road in Washington. I know a lot of people, Eagles fans, are listening to the show. Billy's wearing the green. You look spectacular. You look marvelous in that green, Billy.
You know who you are, darlings.
But
Here comes the butt.
Here comes the butt.
That's what I said.
Commanders plus the points.
Yeah.
What?
6.5, Billy. I mean,
I said Billy, that's a lot of points, Billy.
Right.
Billy, this is the Carson Wentz revenge game. Don't think he didn't know what happened.
He's gonna choke and throw 2 picks tomorrow.
The defense
Big
is
plays.
Everybody's
Gonna
saying,
get one
Billy. Listen, you can't think like everybody sometimes in the book. You got to zig when they tell you zag.
Yeah.
You got to go the other way. I'm telling you, be careful with the game.
And that's why we have the book on here. The sports book Consigliere, Dave Sharapan, live from Vegas. Book, you look great, despite the fact you're in Cardinals red. You still look great. We're okay with that.
Can I ask you one question before I go? Do you have 30 seconds?
Yes, we do.
Duke is playing Kansas in college football this week. Okay. Duke is playing Kansas. When I saw this line, I thought, oh my God, this is a great basketball matchup. I thought of Coach K, thought of Roy Williams, Bill Self. Kansas is -7 against Duke. Early start. Billy, circle that one in your paper. Kansas is going to run Duke out of their sold-out building for the first time since like 2009. It's a game nobody's looking at. It's a game nobody's talking about, and they should. Kansas is over their season win total of 2.5 already. They're 3-0.
That's a great
The odds makers made their season win total 2.5, Billy. All you people listening to the show, the odds makers don't know any more than you. Nobody knows Squadoosh. Have a great rest of the day.
All right, there he is, the sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan, live here in the locker room every Saturday. Dave, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Excellent work.
Love you, brother.
You too. Talk to you soon.
All right, there he is, Dave Sharapan. The
I
sportsbook
was trying
Consigliere.
to find, there's a picture of a paper. I took a picture to send to Boop. You know, Boop Stats, the guy that worked for the Daily News for years. I took a picture. They didn't have the odds, and it said something about this edition, the odds came out too late for this edition, and the
papers.
guy's head was exploding. Like, the odds are coming out constantly. Put something in there, anything. Like, what a lame excuse that was, you know. And this, I mean, that's Boop, the Inquirer and Daily News for years, you know. And he was bemoaning the fact that there wasn't a scoreboard grid in.
Nah, they used
and
to
I
have
sent him back the picture of this was what was in our paper, and he was like, "Oh my god!"
The first hour of the locker room was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey, PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Just about everybody out here has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine. That's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and sees a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Tonight on ESPN Radio.
They service all makes and models. Springfield, MitsubishiAC.com.
Springfield, MitsubishiAC.com.
My first annual salary was a dime. That's the real deal.
New 22 Mirage 18.4 dive down, $269 a month for 72 months at 3% APR plus tax title to qualified buyers.
Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Check out Chicky and Pete's all-new happy hour every weekday starting at 4 p.m. Enjoy select craft beers, seltzers, and wines for $5, plus feature cocktails for $7 on our special happy hour food menu. Chickies and Pete's.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. I want to remind people the Locker Room Blitz's Market want to discount your Eagles game day meal. During the Eagles season on game day, get a turkey or an Italian hoagie for just $5 when you mention the Locker Room. Get down to Blitz's all season long at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Blitz's now has online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Blitz's is home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. And
where can you go for $5 and get a sandwich
on,
on a hoagie?
By the way, they pack.
I was going to say, I've had their hoagies.
They're unbelievable.
I mean, it's hard to finish. Yeah.
Of course, we're going to be broadcasting live at yesterday's Creekside Tavern tomorrow. And last time we were there, what a crowd!
That was
what
fun
a great
time.
You know what was great, Pete? Every time the Eagles scored, the whole bar was singing "Fly Eagles Fly."
That. Yeah.
The enthusiasm at yesterday's was incredible.
Yeah,
and we're gonna have a blast.
Into it. They were into it.
I'm gonna get down there. I'm gonna get down.
Show up after the show.
Tomorrow I have a commitment with my father, but I'm gonna get down.
You would
there.
have been proud of us though. We did something within 9 minutes. It's really unbelievable.
Which is?
Remember right before the show? We moved from one side. We moved from one side of the restaurant to the other in 9 minutes and got us up and running.
Ooh, I like that.
Josh,
I'm always proud of you, by the way.
Josh pulled it off. Yeah. He starts telling you,
right?
Let's go right now. We're going back. Okay.
All right, hour 1 is in the books. Hour 2, we'll get into more Eagles talk as we face the Washington Commanders. What do you think about that name, Commanders?
It's better than the Guardians.
Get used to it.
Yeah, right. The Guardians.
I mean, there was other ones that they were considering, other names they were considering.
And then at the bottom of hour number 2, 11:30, we'll talk with Tommy Greene, on the mound with Tommy Greene. We'll talk
good
to him
segment with him,
and talk a little Phillies baseball. So we got all that coming up. It's a little chilly. It's football weather today.
It's fall, dog.
It's fall, dog.
Feels like fall.
Eagles, Phillies in the next hour. Locker room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin, as we get ready for Eagles, Washington Commanders tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, and Mike Carlin right here at 97.3 ESPN.
Tomorrow on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL, two of the league's all-time greats take center stage in Week 3 as Tom Brady and the Buccaneers host Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Hi, this is Chris Carino. Join Brian Baldinger and me for all the action in Tampa. Can the Packers stack together consecutive wins, or will Tampa Bay
Looking for something to do outdoors? Fall in the Garden State is all about the Jersey Fresh experience on our farms. From picking Jersey Fresh apples and pumpkins to enjoying warm cider after solving a corn maze with family and friends. Fall in love with Jersey Fresh.
Sports is what we do.
You're in your car, you're in your house, you're wherever you are. You're a sports fan.
97.3 ESPN.
Because if you weren't a sports fan, you wouldn't be listening.
WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A town square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Red 83!
Welcome to the Locker Room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the Locker Room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Ron Hayes, welcome to the Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the Locker Room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the Locker Room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin, 97.3 ESPN. Of course, we're going to be down at yesterday's Creekside Tavern tomorrow more for our Eagles pregame show, and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I just thought of a line. Chuck, it's your brother, Pete Thompson, like from Back to the Future. Listen to this.
So, big game. First time that Carson Wentz is going to play against his old team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and a lot has been made about this game, whether he's going to be booed. He's down in Washington, but there's a lot of Eagles fans showing up there because Washington isn't the franchise it once was, a proud franchise it once was.
The place is a dump. They're trying to find a new field. They're having arguments. They want to kick out their owner. Landover, Maryland. By the way, in case you're curious about this, Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, Christina Pink, that's your TV team down there. Of course, you want to listen to Mike and Merrill right here on 97.3 ESPN. This is what I know, Billy, and I gave you some of this stuff. It is the first time that Wentz is facing his old team, and Wentz has been good. 650 passing yards already, 7 touchdowns. Look out for Curtis
Second
Samuel.
in the league in passing.
Yeah, I mean, their offense they're definitely going vertical. He had 2 games so far, 1 a win, 1 loss, where he went over 300 yards and threw 3 touchdowns. So he also threw some picks. I mean, I think, and I'm not going to give my prediction now, but I think that they're gettable. I also think, like Sharapan thinks, which is that these games, if you just look back at the history of Eagles in Washington, they always seem to go down to like one crazy play or
Field
one
goal.
kick or one, tight moment. So
Well, in the last 5 games, the Eagles are 3-2 against Washington in the last 5 games. But the Eagles lead the NFL, and it's only after 2 weeks, but we lead the NFL in total offense.
That's
It's
true.
470 yards.
And they're 4th in scoring offense and 2nd in rushing offense.
But here's the key, Pete. We've talked about this, Mike Carlin, several times leading up to the beginning of the season. The turnover. We're a +3 now in turnover. They're a -3.
They're tied for
That's
4th in turnover differential right now. Yes,
So
that's huge.
That's huge. I mean, you can't give a team an extra
set of downs,
right?
And Antonio Gibson, their running back, is a guy that's vulnerable to putting the ball on the carpet. Carson Wentz is vulnerable to a pick. If you're coming off a game where Slay had 3 interceptions and Avonte Maddox had 1, you're looking at a situation where, you think that there's some chances to turn that field over and get yourself a short field and get points.
Typically, when we play a team, and even when we play like Detroit or Minnesota, it doesn't matter who we play. But typically, we go into the game saying we got to stop so-and-so. Well, in this game, Washington, who scares you?
Terry McLaurin scares me because he always has good games against the Eagles. In fact, in this research I did, Terry McLaurin has 468 receiving yards against the Eagles since 2019, the most of any player in the NFL.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
You got me on that one. So listen, PT, between now and the end of the show, we got to get him.
Yeah,
so
that's
we've
true.
got you got me, now we're going to get Billy. Okay.
Right, we just got to pass it down.
Once again, the Eagles, when they played the Vikings, led in almost all categories. For number, total plays, total yards. They even led in penalties, which they got to talk about straightening that up. They were 8 penalties for 60 yards. They got to cut that down. I mean, I said the referee stunk. It just seemed like when you see that
The
many
referee
flags,
this week is Ron Tolbert, by the
Okay.
way, in case you're wondering who the referee crew is.
they were
If
7
that
for
matters to you
13
or
on
not.
third down, which is huge.
Did you see the injury report yesterday? And now it came out and everybody went bananas over it. And then the Fuhrer has calmed down. Landon Dickerson has a foot injury. And they listed him as questionable on the Friday report. And when a guy who hasn't been on the report Wednesday or Thursday jumps up on Friday, you think, right? So everybody tweeted out about it last night. This was probably, I want to say it was like 4 o'clock. It was in the 4 o'clock segment because Gil was on with Adam Kaplan for the Inside the Birds Football at 4 segment. And it like Gil literally like checked his email, saw it in the air, and told Adam about it. Like, how often does Gil beat Adam Kaplan? Right.
Right.
So, but then everybody like John McMullen, all the people that we talked to during the week, everybody now is like, oh, he's questionable, but he's probably going to play. So don't make such a big deal.
He's been having a good look. These games, the Phillies, the Eagles' offensive and defensive line have been dominating.
Yes, because they have continuity and they have, I mean, the same. But Sua Apeta, by the way, would be the guy that would go if it's not Landon Dickerson. But I don't want to see anybody off that line. I mean, it's working.
If I had to give you a name that I'm going to be looking at to have a breakout game, because the last 2 he's just been there. The new linebacker, Reddick. I think tomorrow is a coming out party. I see him having 2 or 3 sacks tomorrow
if they let him blitz.
Yeah,
like,
I think they will. I think
he only had about 3 blitzes last.
Well,
I
just hate watching him drop in coverage and get beat. He got beat by the tight end Irv Smith in the Vikings game on Monday night.
Yep.
And I turned to the guy next to me and said, I can never understand why this guy's trying to drop back in coverage. That's not who he is. The whole idea of signing Hassan Reddick is so that you drop the quarterback on his butt.
I think they go after Carson tomorrow night, and I think you'll see it right from the start.
The Eagles rank 2nd in the league in 3 and outs, getting teams that get 3 and they go 3 and out. And Carson Wentz he's
you got to get
a
to
turnover
him.
machine.
Yeah, but also he can also have a great game.
Right.
So I think in my opinion, you got to get to him and get in his head and maybe bang him around a couple times.
So how about the story of this Britton Covey? He goes to the stadium and he doesn't have the proper identification or pass to get into the players' lot.
He had what was a practice squad pass, right? And and so he had asked a teammate, and he said to the teammate, "Hey man, I got this pass. Is this going to work?" And the guy said to him, "Just tell him you've been activated to the 53 and they'll let you in."
5'8", 173 pounds. He looks like a regular guy.
Yeah, he did not look like
he looked like Jordan Davis when we stood next to him at the Maxwell Award.
Right. I'll never forget it.
Pete, it was like
I'll never forget
unbelievable. The guy's like, he's like three people.
Yeah, I mean,
we heard him coming down the hallway.
That's funny. That's funny. So Landon Dickerson, I talked about just real quick. Safety Cam Curl is going to play for Washington, but they're going to be without defensive end Casey Toohill. You remember that name, Billy?
Yeah,
he's a former Eagle.
Yeah.
And defensive tackle Daniel Wise. So there's a couple guys on the D line that are banged up for.
And how about last
Commanders?
Week? I don't know if you were aware of this, Pete, but people that watched on TV, all those people, the popular people in the at the Eagles game at the link.
Oh yeah,
Bradley
they showed them all. They showed them all. First of all,
James
that
Harden.
was not Mike Trout. Can I clear something up that's been bugging me all week?
I didn't hear anything about it.
People thought that Bryce Harper was sitting next to Mike Trout.
Okay.
Morons.
No.
Okay, for all the people that thought that. Mike's brother Tyler looks like Mike.
Is that right?
To the point that there's times where Mike has sent Tyler in to get the burgers from Jim's lunch because he's been like, look, they'll hassle you. They won't hassle me. I'm going to stay in the car. And people are like, Mike? And he's like, So Bryce Harper did get Trout's seats. He was sitting with Tyler Trout, Mike's brother. So Bryce Harper was there. Reese Hoskins was up.
You were at the game.
They put them all on the big screen.
They went to
and
Bradley
people went
Cooper
nuts.
several times.
He was in a box.
Yeah,
he was sitting right next to Jeffrey Lurie.
Yeah.
He doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
Now, Questlove was also in Jeffrey Lurie's box.
Yes.
However,
Questlove.
Rhys Hoskins was in a suite somewhere. So that's
Okay.
you had Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, you had
it's a big deal.
It is a big deal when
it's Monday Night Football.
Questlove, and you had Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Harden.
Yeah. Oh, and Harden. Harden, of course, got the ball from Darius Slay.
Yeah.
Which
I
was
thought that
awesome.
was pretty cool.
And then he got it signed afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respect.
Hey, the Locker Room and Blitz's Market want to discount your Eagles game day meal during the Eagles season. On game day, get a turkey or Italian hoagie for just $5 when you mention the Locker Room. Get down to Blitz's all season long at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Blitz's now is online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Blitz's is home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. And, Dave and Joan Newman, the proprietors down there, they do a great job. It's such a cool little delicatessen there on the corner, but they pack it with meat. Those sandwiches are
still
huge.
need those places. I mean, there's so many places that are closing up and selling and knocking down. Thank God we have Blitzes.
Now, Pete, I am a season ticket holder, but I probably will not get to any games this year. Maybe the Cowboys game Sunday night.
Is that right?
We're going to be broadcasting each week. We're going to be broadcasting live.
Did they have a Thursday night game? Any at home?
I don't know about that.
Did I already tell you, by the way, Billy, that I will not be here for the Titans game? Like, you got to find a replacement for me.
That's impossible.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get Carlin.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Well, I think I'm giving you enough notice. The Titans game isn't until December 4th. Now, what were you asking? Do they have a Thursday night game? Yes, but it's on the road.
Yeah, at Houston.
They play at Houston on Thursday, the 3rd.
So, Pete, I haven't been down there this year. Talk to me about the concession stands and the prices because – I mean,
it's a good question. I'm glad you're asking this. First and foremost, they changed the security going into the stadium.
Okay.
They no longer have the gigantic metal detectors that you've seen since Ronald Reagan was in office, right? They now have these new magnometers or something like that. You don't have to take anything out either.
Oh, really?
You don't have to take your keys out.
Oh,
You don't have to take your
so
cell
it
phone out.
expedites your getting into the stadium.
So they were these little sort of pillars, and you walked through those, and they read whatever they read, and then you literally were right up to the next guy who had his iPad with him to then sort of scan your ticket because of course there's no tickets.
Right.
I'm telling you, Billy, it was the fastest I've ever gotten in Lincoln Financial Field for the last 15 years. It was awesome.
All right,
and of course it's cashless too. By the way, don't bring
any cash.
I mean, you could tip the person. I'm sure that might make your hot dog a little warmer.
Yeah, but the big, the beers are the big ones.
Oh,
and if you drink it, you gotta
I went to a place they ran out of
beer
vodka.
gets warm in your hand.
Who runs out of vodka? Are you kidding me? And the guy was like, "We've been calling downstairs, and they won't answer."
$50 to park. Did you play $50 to park?
No, you know me.
40.
No, yeah, but the prices did go up. No, it's not that I know people. It's that I'm willing to walk.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't want
that's
people
true.
to steal my spot, but I park on Packer for free,
Well,
and then I walk about 2 miles.
The church that's across from the Live now. There's a church.
Mm-hmm.
It's still $25, but it's such a long walk.
Have you ever gone to Chicky and Pete's and took their shuttle?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, that's a good time.
That's
fun.
I actually used to do that. I would park for free on the street and then walk to Chickies and Pete's, drink one beer, and then get on the bus. But
all right, second hour of the Locker Room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Now, there's a lot of new renovations out there. They get the new outdoor patio overlooking the first tee with the new fire pits, new sound system. All right, they have they're working on that big outside deck with a view of the 18th green for entertainment, weddings. They do weddings there. That's what they're known for. They do a great job with weddings with that award-winning culinary banquet staff that customizes your menus. They seat up to 275 people. So you want to get down there to Great Bay, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. My winter watchdog. Have you heard of New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on the house, hours of time on the road, or if you're away in Florida for the winter. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter wear you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or send Debbie an email, debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. And I've been talking about them all summer. Now it's time for you to give her a call. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles can
Time Barnegat Bay Decoy and Gunning Show at Tip Seaman County Park and the Tuckerton Seaport on Saturday, September 24th from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, September 25th from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free admission all weekend, rain or shine. Free shuttles are available from Pinelands Regional High School, Tuckerton Seaport, and Freedom Fields County Park. For more information and contest rules, visit oceancountyparks.org or call Wells Mills County Park at 609-971-3085.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
I broadcasted live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Mike Carlin, Pete Thompson, Billy Schwein here in the locker room. Of course, tomorrow we'll be down at yesterday's Creekside Tavern for our Eagles pregame show. It's going to be a blast. Last time we were there with tons of people. And the enthusiasm, that's one thing. Like, we have a football team that has a great song. Mm-hmm. And in all my time, and Pete can speak to this because he's been to plenty of games, but when the Eagles were horrible and then Andy Reid came in, that build-up every year, you could feel the momentum. And then they got to the Super Bowl. The fandom, the singing in the song every time they score a touchdown, and when Akers was there, Green Akers, they'd play that.
Oh, sure.
The field goal.
And Lido Shuffle for Lido Shepherd.
I mean, it was like that.
Now, are you old enough to remember the orchestra?
Yeah.
At the vet. They would set up right basically by home plate.
Like Count Basie's.
And they would set up and they would play the Eagles fight song live.
But
the Eagles were so cheap under Norman Braman.
Right, remember that?
They didn't have an official mascot. They just had some dude that went to Annie Ann's sewing company and got like some feathers and made a costume. Like, they didn't have an official mascot.
Well, I got to tell you, I think I feel that momentum. I feel that right now. I mean, the Eagles haven't. I mean, obviously they win the Super Bowl in 2017, 18. They have a little bit of a drop off. Obviously, they get Peterson is gone, right?
Gotta let him go.
Let him go.
We'll see him next week.
But now Howie Roseman did a great job in the offseason. And they rebuilt this team. I'm starting to feel that emotion, that enthusiasm.
Young. I mean, they do have some old guys. Don't get me wrong, but I think they've already got guys in place for when they know they're going to leave in a year or two.
Right.
So we're going to be just like
line.
Don't they have 2 first-round picks next year?
Yeah, next year they do. Yeah.
Because that was the whole
the quarterback thing.
Right, guard against if Hurts wasn't ready, then they'd be able to go up and get a guy. I don't think they're going to go up and get a guy now.
We lose Kelsey next year. We got a guy.
I'm glad
Cam Jurgens has been unbelievable.
I'm glad you just said his name.
Yeah,
124 games now. He started like an Iron Man. Talk about a leader. You need a guy like that. Every team does.
Kelsey.
Yes.
Yeah, we're from Philly. No one cares. I love that guy. I love that guy when he goes to the OD down in CIO and he's giving out shots.
Right.
I love that guy when you see him walking along your beach. You're like, holy crap, that's Jason Kelsey. And he's just as real could be. But you know what I love the most, Billy? And I didn't see this until I watched the game back on DVR. In the stands, now, granted, it was club level, but in the stands, wearing a 62 jersey with a beer, Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Awesome.
They showed him on TV.
I thought that was very cool that he was supporting
his parents were there too.
Yeah, of course.
Casey's parents were there.
But Travis Kelsey wearing an Eagles jersey. And I don't know, like if that was the other way, I don't know how Eagles fans would feel if Jason Kelsey wore a Chiefs jersey. But you got to understand, right?
The fact that they stick up, he's supporting his brother.
Oh, yeah. Bobby would do that for you. He'd absolutely wear a locker room shirt. Absolutely.
He does.
Does he tell him to put the sticker on his new plane?
Bobby tries to tell me how everything is. Like he's like my producer, director.
He's the quiet producer.
He's my agent. He's everything.
So what game are they going to lose coming up here? Okay. Well, if you just look at tomorrow and you feel good about tomorrow, don't give away your pick yet. But then they're home with Jacksonville. You feel pretty good about that, right? Then they go to Arizona. Then they have Dallas on Sunday Night Football, and then they have their bye. So they could easily go into the bye week.
See, I don't know if I like doing this because you know how the Eagles over the years have been notoriously famous. But if you look at the schedule, you say, "Oh, this is a win. That's a win." They always win one they're not supposed to win, and then lose one they're not supposed to lose.
So you think tomorrow they might lose?
No. Well, the book takes he took Washington with the points. Obviously,
he says it's going to be close. Right. And I say the same thing. It's going to be What's the word? It's a sweater.
You just said earlier,
but they're going to win the
Carson
game.
Wentz, he can come out three
Yeah.
turnovers, but he also can come out and
He can
light
be
you up.
terrible.
If
Yeah,
you're
he can be
this
terrible.
excited now, and they go into they beat Dallas on Sunday Night Football and go into that bye week, like go into week 7, 6-0. Oh my God! They're going to put an Eagles helmet on Billy Penn,
and then Pittsburgh after that. And by Pittsburgh, they may have a whole nother quarterback. They're already talking about having a quarterback. So
Then they got Houston. Nobody's afraid of the Texans.
the Cardinals
right?
game scares me. That's an
Cardinals,
away
yeah.
game.
It's out there.
It's
I think
different.
that's the one that you gotta watch out
that's
for.
scary. But could we be 6-1 after going to the Pittsburgh game? Absolutely.
By the way, the quarterback in Denver, what's
Russell
Wilson.
He's not
5-1. They'd only have played 6 games.
He's not playing well.
Is he not playing well, or is it the system that they put him
I
in?
think
Like
it's early.
I didn't like the fact that Hackett didn't give him a chance to go for a first down. They went for a 64 yarder in that first game. I thought that was,
but the money that they
lunacy.
spent on him.
It's early.
Yeah.
It's early.
So perhaps he's past his prime. We'll find out.
Remember, Washington beat the Jags.
Right.
Okay, so just keep that in mind.
Second out of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining experience, lively atmosphere in the pub. Right now, they're accepting social memberships. They're available at $25 a month, which is a great value. Of course, they do weddings. If you want to book a wedding for 2023, do it now. Go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. And, of course, radio, Ron Ralston, Ryan Owen, Kevin Kelly, they're all down there. Kevin Kelly was at yesterday's 2 weeks ago.
Attaboy, Kevin.
He and his family were, I'm telling you, everybody was there. And everybody,
if you're local, you were there.
And everybody's going to be there. Come on down to yesterday's tomorrow and spend some time with us. All right, friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan of the class leading Levante, the only SUV worthy being called a Maserati. Maserati, the mainline, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience is not ended at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the mainline, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at RDS Auto Group today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Tommy Greene. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Tonight on ESPN Radio, The Shoe.
short drive from anywhere.
Just a short drive from anywhere. Chevrolet Family Motors.
Just because summer is over doesn't mean the Jersey Fresh season is. New Jersey Department of Agriculture wants to remind you that all Jersey Fresh fall favorites are now harvesting. Apples, beets, broccoli, squashes, spinach, and so much more. Get real local Jersey Fresh.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, broadcasting live for the Toms River Auto Group studio here in Northfield. Tommy Greene every week, Saturdays with us, and talking about the Phillies are, 2 wins now back to back.
Right. Phillies are looking good. They're coming down the stretch. Now, full disclosure, we pre-record this segment with Tommy Greene because, he's got things to do on a fall Saturday, and we've got things to do, and we're busy people. So I did get a good conversation with him, though, about how he thinks the Phillies pitching rotation could set up in the playoffs and also some of the bullpen arms. So without further ado, let me make sure that I have all the buttons in the right place. All right. The police are paused. We are on. Okay. And then here we go. Here is Tommy Greene, brought to you by Aaron Bada's Golf and Sports Performance Club. Here's Tommy Greene for his On the Mound segment.
Time now for our On the Mound segment with Tommy Greene, brought to you by Aaron Bada's Golf and Sports Performance Club. Call 609-788-4661 or visit gsfitness.com for your free assessment. So now let's go out on the Maserati, the mainline hotline, and bring in Tada Greene. Tommy Greene is with us. Tommy, how are you?
How you doing, pal? I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing well myself. I was wondering if you're golfing a lot during these fall crisp days. It's starting to feel like fall, isn't it?
Well, matter of fact, I got to get up before the sun even thinks about getting up tomorrow morning because we got a tee-off time at 7:30, and it's going to be a little chilly up here where I stay.
Yeah, you might have to have long sleeves. That's all right. It feels like baseball weather. October, almost. We're not in October yet, but it's officially fall. Feels like playoff weather, and that's a good thing.
Oh yes, man, this time of year is beautiful for golf and baseball. You kind of start licking your chops a little bit, especially if you got a chance to get in it like our guys do.
So let's talk about the Phillies, and that's why we have you on each week on this On the Mound segment. We have you on to talk pitching. We'll start there. It does look like they're going to make the playoffs as one of the NL wildcard teams. It also looks like wherever they go, they're going to be playing a best-of-3 series at a higher-seeded opponent, perhaps, all 3 games on the road. Now, we saw Zach Wheeler come back and pitch 4 strong innings the other night, and Aaron Nola, his September issues have been well documented, but you have to still figure he's your number 2. Who would you go with if you're the guy, you're in the dugout, you're the guy that gets to fill out that lineup card in that rotation? Who do you go as your number 3 pitcher in a best-of-3 playoff series, Tommy?
I'm going Suarez. He's got that consistent factor to me that I like. He throws strikes, for the most part, and he's fine. He had a great outing the other night, I thought, and it's just it just gives another look, to the first 2 guys. You bring a left-hander in there, it's a little more crafty, a little more, and he's pitched well. He deserves the right to be there. So that's the way I would look at that one. Not that the other ones couldn't do it. It's just that's the way I think I would go about it. Saying they got to get into it first. I ain't gonna count my chickens before they hatch. So they got some baseball to play.
They do. That's for sure. They do. Now, what about Bailey Falter or Kyle Gibson? How do you see their roles in a short playoff series?
Well, I think obviously they'll be following up if anything happens early in a ball game. They'll be the ones that could give some innings. I think they'll be ready to be the long guy, along with Eflin. And what a job that he's done. We'll get into that later. But I think that's their role. They would be if something were to happen and they needed some length, possibly. Because I look at I got to watch that the way I look at it. Barring extra innings, I look at extra innings like. Now you get a man on second and they're trying to end it early. I looked at extra innings back in the day, man. We could go 15, 16 innings, and you needed that guy to be able to go that long. So that's the way I would handle. I mean, I think they'll be handled. Those guys will be the long guy if somebody gets in trouble early. If it doesn't get out of hand,
And I just thought of Noah Syndergaard too. Obviously, as they're bringing Zach Wheeler back, they used Syndergaard to sort of button end him the other night. Wheeler was for 4. Syndergaard, that's probably as good as Syndergaard looked in a while, right? Only having to do 2.
Well, I mean, it's just the way it goes. Sometimes you get a new taste of things, and you come out of the pen, it's a different mentality. I saw a spot on where they did Eflin on the radio the other day, like a pregame thing. And, they were talking about how it was affecting him. How was he preparing for the relief role? And I remember back in the day, because I was sort of in the same spot he was when I come over I was in Atlanta. My first time I pitched in the pen was in the big leagues. I didn't ever pitch in the pen in minor leagues. I was a starter all my career. And so it was a different world. It's a different way you had to prepare. But what I ended up learning when I was in Philly and I come over here and I got around, with Mitch and Roger McDowell and the guys down at the bullpen there and Mike Ryan, our bullpen coach, guys who have been through the wars in the bullpen, not the young guys, and not Phil Necro as a bullpen coach, as much as I love Phil Necro, but he wasn't a reliever, So about how to prepare coming out of the pen, I learned a lot about my body, what it took for it to get ready, how many pitches, what you had to do. I know I used to play catch with the outfielders the first 3 innings of a ball game at least, maybe even 4. That way, if something happened to the starter and that I would be able to, because I was the long guy, I could bridge the gap to the guys at the end of the bullpen, more. And, so I would play catch and it wouldn't take me as many pitches to get loose. So it's all about learning your body, learning what it takes and the mentality of it. It made me a more aggressive pitcher, not just in the bullpen, but as a starter too. When I started later after that, I sort of took that mentality with me. I didn't try to hold anything back. I prepared my body every day in, day out, week in, week out to go, 9 innings. And so I gave what I could give. And when I run out of gas, they put somebody else in there. And there's a lot of times I went deep in ball games. So, I was ready to go.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene for our weekly On the Mound segment with Tommy Greene, brought to you by Aaron Bada's Golf and Sports Performance Club. And that's interesting to hear your mindset of like being the reliever / starter, now reliever, which way you go on that, because Eflin has, that's a surprise arm sort of and a bonus for Rob Thompson to use. And the bullpen's had some struggles. Sir Anthony Dominguez has struggled of late. Thompson was leaning on Jose Alvarado and David Robertson. I want to ask you about David Robertson. He's 37 years old. He's got a lot of miles on his tires this season. Can he hold up during the playoff series?
Well, and that's the thing. We're no spring chickens no more. I know I'm not, and David Robinson's getting up in his late 30s. So, so this time of year is where everybody gets to sort of their gas tank starts to kind of go down a little bit, and it's all about taking care of yourself. And when you get a chance to get a day off, you get a day off and take advantage of it. So, he's a guy that's been through the worlds. He's, especially when he was with the Yankees, he's been through the ups and downs and been through the playoffs and been into battles and stuff. He's got a lot to add and a lot to help with these guys down in the bullpen. And some guys get weighed on a little bit heavier at different times. And Alvarado right now is a guy I think they need to weigh on because of the way he's been throwing since he came back. I've been saying all along he should have been closing games. Here, especially the last 3 weeks or so, because the way he's throwing, he hasn't walked anybody. He's throwing strikes with 100 plus with a good cut slider or whatever he's throwing. That's like 94 or 5 miles an hour, something stupid. So he's doing a great job. We don't want to talk about him too much. Just leave him alone. Let him stay where he's at. But we just got to get some of the guys right here the last week or so, get back in Kilder a little bit, and make sure Sir Anthony's rested enough. He's throwing the ball. His velocity's good. It's just, he's got called a couple times. It's, he's given up some runs. So, the stuff's there. We just got to get him back on track again.
Now that we're up to, I guess this will be game 150 tonight on Saturday night for the Phillies. So that's only 12 left. Even I could do that math. But what do you think of the job that Cotham's done as the pitching coach with this staff? I mean, obviously, you got some big names at the top in Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. But I think the turnaround of the bullpen has kind of been the story of the season.
Well, I mean, you hit it on the head right there. I think with the complement of arms they've had and the reemergence of Sir Anthony coming back, showing that he's not missing anything really. He come back, I think he'll keep getting better as he matures, because he's young. And then the emergence of some of the guys that we got from elsewhere, with Bilotti. I think he's brought something to that bullpen, and he's got to be appreciated. You got a guy that's filling in the gaps. He's sort of to me, he's like on the verge of one of those guys like Larry Anderson with the slider guy. You think he's going to throw first fastball, but he's throwing slider every time almost. So yep. I mean, it's that type of thing. So I mean, there's been some guys that's filled in and did a great job down there, and sometimes you have to ham and egg it, and sometimes you go through the battles and wars of the season, and then people and the guys got to pick each other up. It's because not everybody's going to be clicking on all the cylinders at once. It's just nowadays where they got 8 men in the bullpen, they got 3 more guys that can able to pick them up and maybe give each other a night off, where they're not relying so heavily on guys. So. As it was back in the day, with Larry and Waystay and Mitch and the guys that we had 5 guys and those guys got beat up pretty good. But it was also, we, as starters, we went a little, sometimes we went a little deeper totally in the game maybe.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a little hitting in this segment. This is On the Mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by Aaron Bada's Golf and Sports Performance Club. And the hitting, I think the story, Harper's now back from his injury and trying to work out his kinks. JT Realmuto is this team's MVP, in my opinion. I don't know who you'll pick, but some of the young guys, too. I mean, Stott has finally found his role. And when you see guys like Maton and Guthrie, and you're like, who are these guys? I mean, there's a mix of young and old that's getting things done.
Well, that's the way it's got to be. I mean, to win, it takes a system, and that's what they've had to use with a little bit with some of their young guys filling the gap, guys coming up, doing well. I mean, doing well enough to and add and being key in some big in some key situations. Stott, struggled early swinging the bat, but he had some big key situations where he chimed in and and overall played great solid defense and done what he was asked to do, and he's been allowed to mature. This year as a hitter and learn at the big league level, because that's the only way you're going to learn up here is to get thrown into the fire and get battle tested and go. So you're going to get your nose bloodied sometimes, and then you're going to bloody somebody else's nose the other time. So, I mean, and that way, and, with Maton, and the guys coming up and filling there, you can't say enough about the young crew that's done that and filled in with some of the
yeah, Veerling too. I got to say Veerling too. Sure.
Yes. Oh, yeah. How about a 5 for 5 he had the other night? That was great.
No doubt. Tommy Greene's with us. Well, let's close with this. I think the Philadelphia market as well as anybody. You played here. You were a part of it. You've been a part of it. You continue to be a part of it. Phillies haven't been in the playoffs since 2011. That's the second longest drought in Major League Baseball. So they're on the precipice. There's a big PT word. They're on the verge of making the playoffs, but it doesn't seem like the fan base is buying in. Do you have an answer for that? Why isn't this team drawing the fans in?
Well, I mean, it's almost like they played Missouri. You guys got to show me they're going to get there. I mean, it's this time of year is tough. When football starts coming back around a little bit. They've seen this team in the past where they've struggled at the end a little bit. We've had our chances the past few years to try getting it done in September, and we didn't get it done. So in this year we've got a chance, and I think this series we're playing right now is a key series. I think with Atlanta not dropping any significant games. I mean, if we if we could somehow turn the tides on them and win three of the games against the Braves like they did down there with us. I mean, they swept us down there, but if we can win 3 games against them, I mean, that's a huge thing, against the Braves right here at the end of the year. That's all you could ask this team to do. And the best case scenario would be sweep them. But, we got to take care of the game tonight and just play good, solid baseball.
Yeah, one game at a time. Tommy Greene with us. And, of course, it looks like if they get in, they're probably going to face either the Braves or the Cardinals, but there's still games to play. Yeah. He's Tommy Greene. He threw a no-hitter in 1993 for the Vikings. He joins us each week here on the Locker Room on 97.3 ESPN for his weekly On the Mound segment with Tommy Greene. That's brought to you by Aaron Bada's Golf and Sports Performance Club. Call 609-788-4661 or visit gsfitness.com for your free assessment. All right, Tommy Greene, appreciate your time, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
You got it, pal.
The second hour of the Locker Room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
It's College Football Saturday on 97.3 ESPN.
The Florida
At Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com. With GMF financing approved credit, excludes Corvette and prior sales.
Listen up, South Jersey football fans. Are you interested in solar? Want a free roof? EMT Solar and Roofing has you covered. Visit ESPNSolar.com to see if your home qualifies for a free roof with solar installation. Don't wait, act now. Start saving thousands and virtually extinguish your electric bill. ESPNSolar.com is the place to go for your roofing or solar needs. No commitments, no hidden fees. Go to ESPNSolar.com to see if you qualify.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. What are you laughing at, Pete?
That's the only music cue I missed all week. Man, that makes me mad. Well, you know, when you click on something on YouTube, it takes 15 seconds to load. And I looked at the clock, and there was 16 seconds left in the break. And I'm like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And I don't want to see the ad for the flea and tick collar or whatever the heck is on there. So I'm trying to get to the music.
So we were at the pool last week, and we had Dave Klemick with us, and we got to talking to his brother-in-law, Miro.
I believe that's who it is.
Yeah, and he was talking. He grew up with Jonathan Gannon. He was talking to us about how great of an athlete that he was. Of course, he suffered a pretty bad. You remember how Bo Jackson's injury?
You could have just said his brother-in-law and maybe gone for the safe route. But go ahead, just throw it out there. Bo Jackson's hip came out, and he was never the same again.
Right. Well, that's what the type of injury Jonathan Gannon suffered.
Okay, and I would assume that Dave Klemick would understand about career-ending injuries because when he was over in NFL Europe, he also had a career-ending injury. But Dave Klemick's doing a lot, by the way.
That Jonathan Gannon was a great defensive back, great athlete, every sport, baseball, basketball, everything.
But are you ready to buy into his defensive
that's
system?
Exactly what I was going to say.
I don't care if the guy was a great athlete. I care if he can call a great defense. And look, they did a great job against the Vikings. And I also thought the contrast between Ed Donatel, who was the Vikings D coordinator and who was playing those two deep safeties and never adapted.
No.
You could hear Troy Aikman on the broadcast like, I just can't believe they're still in this two deep zone. Change, adapt.
Gannon adapted a little bit. I mean, he changed things up a little bit.
I sure hope he adapts tomorrow when he puts Carson Wentz.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so.
Are we going to give scores or what?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Right. Like Annie, tomorrow we'll give the scores.
Come on down to yesterday's in Marmora. We're going to have a great time there.
Come early.
Pete's brother, Chuck.
That's right. Chuck, it's your brother.
He's all excited. We're pumped up. The enthusiasm, the crowd at yesterday's.
Lots of giveaways.
Lots of giveaways. Come on down to yesterday's Creekside Tavern.
So the show is live from 10 to 12.
10 a.m. to
Eagles
12
kick off at, and then we go into our Eagles. You're the pregame to the pregame.
We're the pre to the pregame.
Is essentially what you are.
Basically. And it's going to be a lot of fun. A great crowd down there. A lot of giveaways. We'll also be giving away the 2 seats at the bar. They'll be your seats. They'll be reserved.
It's pretty neat when you walk into that place close to kickoff, close to 12, and you see 2 seats sitting empty,
the way,
and then boom.
The name commanders we were talking about. The other names that were rejected were the Defenders, the Presidents, the Red Hogs, Red Wolves,
Hogs, Red
Wolves.
What do you like? I like one right away when you said. I like the President.
I like the President.
Yeah,
I would have gone with the President.
I would have gone with the Red Hogs because I think it would have satisfied the people that remembered the Hogs back in the day.
And the Hogs.
The Hogs, the offensive line.
Those people are dead. I like the Presidents. They're old people.
All right, man. Great show. I want to thank always the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan, for checking in from Vegas. Always a enlightening.
Does Aaron Judge get it today or tonight?
I like to see him get it.
Today 61? Or tomorrow.
Yeah.
No doubt today.
I'd like to see it today with Bob Costas on the call.
We'll never see another 7.
I was going to question that. I think he's got a chance.
No, I don't think so. I think the next guy that's closest is from our area, Mike Trout, and I think he's going to end at 600.
All right. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. We'll see you tomorrow for our Eagles pregame show in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Mike Carlin, and Brad Quast right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The opioids I was prescribed made me feel worse.
I was